Alright, welcome back everybody. It's turn 19 of Roots, Bloody Roots. And let's see what we've got here. So, Obscuro, this air guy that we just found lying around, is going to be. He's going to be making us an Alquill. I was really hoping that I could get him to use his own gems on that. But, so it is. Plagia's got good army over here. I had a lot of discussion with them about Province 196 here. In the end, I'm going to be grabbing it. Now, the thing is that it's defended by Triton, Sea Trolls, and a Kraken. And interesting thing is that that's actually a pretty tough army for my god to take on. So I was playing around with that in single player, making sure that she'll actually win this fight. This fight here. And the results from my single player investigation were that she will, they won't kill her. It might take a few tries for her to kill them, which is just the way it is. So I've got a script. She can go ahead and raise this Kelp Hulk here, and maybe he'll do something. Probably he won't. But she should be able to regenerate through the chip damage, since none of these guys are actually tough enough to hurt her. And eventually she should be able to prevail. She's clocking in at 21 protection, and the Kraken does have armor-piercing attacks, but it's not enough to punch through that. And she's got plenty of hit points, especially since I've got a lot of candles here, since it's right next to my capital. So that's good. Let's see. Took care of those necromancers. Earth gems. Still hoping for money. There's an arena battle. I don't have anyone I want to send to the arena. I could send a commander and just see if he gets lucky. It seems like a waste of a commander, though. You can't just not send a commander. Alright. We'll go ahead and send Jerry in here. I don't know if I'm spelling this correctly or not, but he tends to have bad luck, and that'll be on brand for him. Alright, continue searching for magic sites. We've got a ton of water gems. We don't have a ton of money, so I guess I will basically alchemize some more via this rain-making spell. That gives 10% more money, 10%, so it'll be 15 plus 15 per turn for 9 turns, which isn't great, but it's fine. We'll send this guy in here. He's gonna build a lab and such over there when we're ready. We've got another place where we can recruit sacreds, so that's coming online. We absolutely need to upgrade this to a fortress. Oh, we got a silver mine there, that's nice. Alright, oh yeah, I also bounced a scout off to see exactly what was in here, so I'm gonna need to make careful note of that. Interestingly enough, there are 2 tough mages and then a crap ton of sages. Then we've got the beast hunters. The beast hunters will actually be a bit of a problem for my god because they berserk, which means a berserker hitting with 18 pierce damage, that'll actually bring him up to 21, which matches the protection, so it'll roll higher a decent number of times. Then we've got these hunters. These hunters are nothing to be scared of, because even when they berserk, they're only at 15, which is not scary at all. We can see exactly what the paths are for these mages, so there's my scout running away. And let's take a look. So we've got Sage, 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 and oh, that's a lot of paths. I really don't like the Astral. So the Astral alone means that I cannot send my god in. Reason being that this Lore Master rather, it can cast Mind Burn, and that'll do armor negating damage to my god, and enough of that will absolutely add up. Bone Reader, Earth and Death, I'm not really scared of that. And I think that there was another Bone Reader or something somewhere, but maybe not. It doesn't matter anyways, because it's the Lore Master that's the really scary guy. In any case, there's no shenanigans here like some type of surprise flyers or something. So I'll just need to have an army that can take on these 200 guys and take them out. Which is fine. So this guy's patrolling over here. I'm not going to be ready to take him out next turn anyway, so I'll go ahead and have them continue scouting about. And maybe if I scry I can get an accurate picture of what's going on here. I know I pulled this up last time, but let me go check again how many of these guys are glamored, because just stealthy should not be enough to... Yeah, so those guys are glamored. He probably has several of them. These other guys, none of them are glamored, or even stealthy for that matter. Okay. And I don't think any of these guys have obfuscate. Nope. Alright. Can I get a peek at their scales? It's really hard to tell whose scales those are. These are almost certainly Ariu, and they have turmoil, productivity, growth, misfortune, and magic. So, or at least that's what they got from one candle. Their actual scales might be different, but this is what we're seeing now. Interesting, this has death, although that's probably from an effect in the province. This has cold, this has heat, so that similarly could have a magic site that's making it cold. I'm guessing that they're more heat, since all the other places I'm seeing are heat. So, bearing that in mind, this is a fairly points neutral bless, if this is what it truly is, because the misfortune and the magic cancel each other out. The growth and the heat cancel each other out, and the turmoil and the productivity cancel each other out. So what that's telling me is that Ariu probably does not have a very big bless, because there's just... they have an awake expander, they wouldn't have the points to put a big bless with neutral scales. So that's just good to know. Continue working on this palisade here. 2 months remaining, which means we'll build a temple next turn with this guy. 27 troops. I think I'll bring the next wave down next turn. Make sure that the next wave is actually complete. Jerry's gonna get himself killed. That's fine. I could send more of a communion down there, but I really need the research. I'm right now working on enchantment 3 or enchantment 4, but I think I'll actually go with construction up to 4 first. Construction 4 lets me forge boosters. It lets this guy forge skull mentors, which I really need. And there's, in Dominions Enhanced, there's an artifact that you can get at Construction 4 that buffs your research. Now, someone's probably already beat me to it, but since it's water magic, I might have gotten lucky. And I have to try. I'm told Satis is down here somewhere. I don't really know where, unless they're way the hell down there, but I don't think so. If Satis is getting squeezed out, then, well, there's a lot of ways that could go. Because it could be an opportunity for me if Satis is fighting someone, that then I can also fight that person. Or it could just mean that Satis is getting beat up and one of my neighbors is even more powerful. What I really would like to happen is to see if I can get Ariu and Abyssia to fight each other. Those are my two powerful neighbors. It's gonna be tough, but that would be the ideal. Let's see. Let's actually not build those guys and instead build one of these. I can crank out a few of these. These guys, what they are, this is a clown that's a national troop, literally a clown, and he goes around bumping his nose and pointing at people who are not joining in the fun. So in game terms, that means that I can use them to patrol out assassins and stealthy raiders and stuff. And while no one should be stealthy raiding me now because we have a non-aggression pact, well, once the time comes that they start doing that, I'll want to have clowns ready. That sounds hilarious. So yeah. At some point I'll need to bring the sacreds that are coming from this province down as well. I think I already mentioned that. But I can actually just bring them with some mages. I want mages to take this down anyways. Let's forge a fire in a jar. Be useful to have for when I need flaming arrows coming up. This guy, can he make it here in winter? No, so he'll just go and join these guys. He's got those drakes, which will definitely help in this battle. This province is owned by independence. That's interesting. This whole geography right here is very interesting. I am excited to find out what's there. Now let's keep marching through here. And Satis is theoretically here, but they're really small if they are. Jotunheim's not small. Oh man. I'm not happy about the way their expansion went. They just naturally went straight for me, basically. Ideally, this throne would not have been the way, and they would have expanded in a more kind of circular pattern. Either that or they have all of this too, and I just haven't seen it yet, which is even scarier, because that is a lot of land for Jotunheim to have, since presumably they also got some land over here. So yeah, got big neighbors, small fish in a big pond, but that's the way it is sometimes. We did not get those events earlier on, and that's coming back to bite us now. Let's see. Mercenaries. Anyone over here that I want? I still have Obscuro for a couple more months. This apothecary. Maybe I'll buy the apothecary just for research, but I don't think so. It's not a lot of research. I could hire these archers. I don't care about them. I could try to take the shipwreckers off of Qianqi, but they're probably not good at wrecking ships anymore. And I'd have to forego a researcher for that, which is what I really need. So yeah, I think that's all she wrote. Realistically, I'm kind of holding out for a good event to give me a much needed cash injection. At that point, then I'll be able to invest that in some more of these palisades and forts so I can recruit some forces. And then we'll maybe participate in a war if the conditions are favorable, or regardless, I will continue to invest in some more research. Long term, there's lots of good stuff for me in Conjuration that helps both my present and my future. Construction, want to get that up to 6 and start making some lightless lanterns. Enchantment, I still need to get enchantment 5 for my foul vapors, but additionally enchantment 5 gives me this global mana from the heavens. There should not be a lot of competition for it because most people already have growth scales, so they don't care about this, but I do. And it also gives me a way to farm gems, which I will want to do. So that's definitely going to be part of the plans. Additionally, in Thaumaturgy, I mentioned wanting a cash injection, and Release Throne Power here down at level 6 is exactly that. Plus, it buffs my research by giving me a Magic 3 place to send all my researchers. So the plan's going to be construction first, then I'm thinking after that enchantment, conjuration, and thaumaturgy. But we'll see. And I'll probably peek at some evocation. Evocation gives me Flaming Meteor, which is a poor man's gifts from heaven. It basically fires 1 meteor instead of 3, although this one has a 2 area of effect aftershock, kind of like a fireball. So I don't need to get a big Earth Communion for the gifts from heaven, which admittedly does a lot more damage, but Flaming Meteors just still take stuff out if it lands on it. So that's an option that's open to me. But obviously I can't research everything, and there's something for me in every path except for blood, and even with blood I could probably figure something out. So I'm just going to keep kind of balanced research, but the key to that is construction, so I can construct those research boosters. So that's the long-term plan. All of this is subject to geopolitical considerations, but I mean, the same is true of everything. So more consolidating and waiting for now. See you in turn 20.